Did you know that Jackie Stewart, the legendary three-time Formula One world champion, was on the verge of becoming a jeweler instead of a driver? Or that his fight for safety saved generations of racers but also earned him enemies and controversy? Stick around till the end here on F1 Pulse, because I'm going to reveal how Stewart went from cleaning display cases in Scotland to rubbing shoulders with royalty, supermodels, and the world's most luxurious brands, and the secret behind his fortune and life beyond the track. Welcome to F1 Pulse, where motorsport legends come to life. Today, I bring you the story of Sir Jackie Stewart, the man who not only dominated Formula One, but revolutionized safety in the sport, became a global icon, and lived a movie-worthy life packed with triumphs, tragedies, luxury, and behind-the-scenes stories few dare to tell. Jackie Stewart was born on June 11, 1939 in Milton, Scotland, into a middle-class family obsessed with engines. His father, Bob Stewart, owned a garage and Jaguar dealership, and his mother, Jeannie, was always in his corner. His older brother, Jimmy Stewart, was a racing driver who even made it to Formula One in 1953, though his career was cut short by a serious accident. Jackie grew up around cars, but he struggled with dyslexia, a condition not diagnosed until 1980. He left school at 16 and worked in the family garage, where he learned everything about cars and developed an obsession with mechanical perfection and safety. Before he was a driver, Jackie was a professional skeet shooter, representing Scotland in international competitions and coming close to qualifying for the Olympics. That precision and cool head would become trademarks of his driving style. He made his motorsport debut in British Formula 3, where he won 7 out of 10 races in 1964 with Ken Tyrrell's team. Tyrrell would become his mentor and a father figure at the track. Beyond F1, Stewart competed in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the Indianapolis 500, where he was Rookie of the Year in 1966 and led 40 laps, Can-Am, and the World Sports Car Championship, scoring podiums and wins in nearly every category he touched. Stewart debuted in Formula One in 1965 with BRM, sharing the garage with Graham Hill. His first official race was in South Africa, where he finished 6th. His first victory came that same year at the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, after an epic duel with his teammate. He later moved to Matra International, where he won his first world title in 1969, and finally, to Tyrrell, where he reached the peak of his career. His first F1 win was in Monza, Italy, in 1965 in just his 8th race. That day, Stewart proved he wasn't just Jimmy's little brother, but a star in the making. He won after 76 laps at an average of 210 km/h, in an era when safety was almost non-existent and fatal accidents were all too common. Jackie Stewart won 3 world championships, 1969 with Matra, and 1971 and 1973 with Tyrrell. In 1969, he dominated in the Matra MS-80, becoming the first driver to win the title with a French chassis, and the only one to do it with a private team. In 1971, he won 6 races and finished with more than double the points of Ronnie Peterson. In 1973, he retired after the death of his friend and teammate, François Savert, choosing not to start what would have been his 100th Grand Prix. Stewart ended his career with 27 wins, 43 podiums, and 17 poles in 99 races, a record that stood for 14 years. Before becoming a legend, Stewart's F1 journey began with BRM, a British team with a history as fascinating as it was turbulent. BRM, British Racing Motors, was founded in 1945 with the ambition of building a 100% British team capable of challenging the Italian and German giants. Through the 1950s and 60s, BRM was synonymous with innovation, but also with technical and financial struggles. The 1960s were their golden era. In 1962, Graham Hill delivered their first and only Drivers and Constructors World Championships, cementing BRM as a pillar of British engineering. When Stewart joined in 1965, sharing a garage with Hill let him learn from one of the best. The environment at BRM was intense, constant pressure to innovate, and cars that were fast but often temperamental. The BRM P261, the car Stewart debuted with, was known for its agility and V8 engine, but also for its fragility. Despite the challenges, Stewart took his first F1 win at Monza in 1965, showcasing his talent and nerves of steel. BRM was a school of life for Stewart. There he learned the importance of technical preparation, discipline, and resilience, values that defined his entire career. But by the late 60s, BRM was losing ground to Lotus and Ferrari, pushing Stewart to seek new horizons. The next great chapter was his alliance with Ken Tyrrell, one of the most beloved and respected figures in the paddock. Ken Tyrrell, a former driver and timber merchant, founded his own team in Formula 3 and then Formula 2, where he discovered and refined Stewart's talent. Their relationship was more than professional. Tyrrell was a mentor, friend, and almost a father to Jackie. In 1968, Tyrrell stepped into Formula 1 as an independent team, first using Matra chassis and later building their own cars. The Matra MS-80, with which Stewart won his first world title in 1969, embodied Franco-British innovation, a French chassis, Ford Cosworth power, and Tyrrell's strategic leadership. In 1970, Tyrrell built his own car, the Tyrrell 001, followed by the legendary Tyrrell 003, with which Stewart captured the 1971 and 1973 championships. Tyrrell's team was known for its family atmosphere, focus on safety and efficiency, and ability to maximize resources against rivals with far bigger budgets. Under Ken Tyrrell, Stewart found the perfect environment to unleash his talent and lead F1's safety revolution. Tyrrell's legacy isn't just in the titles. It's in building a culture of respect, innovation, and humanity in motorsport. Stewart was a pioneer in the fight for safety in Formula 1. After a crash at Spa-Francorchamps in 1966, where he was trapped in his car soaked in fuel for 25 minutes, he launched a crusade for full-face helmets, seat belts, safety barriers, and proper medical services. He faced criticism from fellow drivers and officials who accused him of weakening the spirit of racing. But his legacy saved countless lives and changed Formula 1 forever. Jackie Stewart has been married since 1962 to Helen McGregor, his childhood sweetheart. Their relationship is legendary for its loyalty and mutual support. Helen was one of F1's first ladies, ever present in the paddock and known for her elegance. They have two sons, Paul Stewart, who became a driver and later a team boss, and Mark Stewart, a film producer. In 2016, Helen was diagnosed with dementia, inspiring Jackie to found the charity Race Against Dementia. As for romances or scandals, Stewart kept a low profile and a stable family life, unlike many drivers of his era. Stewart was also a pioneer in sports marketing. He became the face of Rolex, Ford, Heineken, Goodyear, Elf, and Moet and Chandon, among many others. His iconic blue helmet with the white band is as recognizable as his Scottish accent. He was among the first drivers to negotiate million-dollar sponsorship deals, paving the way for modern superstars. He also appeared in films and documentaries, such as Roman Polanski's Weekend of a Champion, which showcased his life on and off the track. During and after his career, Stewart amassed an estimated fortune of over $65 million through prize money, sponsorships, business ventures, and his work as a commentator and consultant for teams and brands. He lives in a mansion in Buckinghamshire, England, and has had homes in Switzerland and Monaco. He's famous for his classic car collection, including Ferraris, Jaguars, and his beloved Matra MS-80. He has also owned luxury yachts and a private jet, though he has always maintained an elegant, understated profile, more British gentleman than rock star. A few curiosities and records. Stewart was nicknamed the Flying Scot for his speed and elegance behind the wheel. He was the first driver to use a full-face helmet and seatbelts in Formula 1. In 1971, he crossed the Atlantic 186 times in a single year for media and sponsor commitments. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 2001 for his services to motorsport and charity. His record of 27 wins stood until Alain Prost surpassed it in 1987. He is one of the few drivers to have won races in Formula One, IndyCar, sports cars, and touring cars. In 2018, he founded Race Against Dementia to fund research, inspired by Helen's illness. Stewart never smoked or drank excessively, and he's always advocated a healthy lifestyle, rare for his time. And here's a little-known fact. Jackie Stewart was one of the first drivers to demand clean bathrooms and proper medical services at circuits, and he even brought his own first aid kit and rescue tools to races. Thanks to his crusade, Formula One is far safer today. Can you imagine what modern F1 would look like without Stewart's influence? If you want to know which current driver considers Jackie Stewart a mentor, or which car in his collection is the most valuable, drop it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to F1 Pulse and ring the bell for more legendary stories from the world of motorsport.